Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to the October 23rd, 2024 City of Springfield License Commission meeting. I'd like to open the meeting call the meeting to order at 5:31 p.m. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the Springfield Board of License Commissioners hearing held on Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. Did all commissioners have an opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Corrections that might have been, no.
I have a question. We continued the farmer's house until tonight because they didn't advertise
Correct.
and they're not here.
I don't
What happened?
believe they've it's my understanding. I don't believe they advertised yet.
Oh, boy.
There's
Okay.
something about the planning board.
Hmm. They were approved at planning board.
They were approved. Okay.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay. So are
Was
we
that-
approving? I'm sorry?
Was that recent or
Planning. I think it was October 9th.
October 9th.
It would have been either October 9th or September 18th.
I think it was the night, but it's my recollection. I could be wrong, but
Okay.
Okay.
Met him in the hallway out afterwards, and I said, please provide your letter of support from the Forest Park Civic Association to the commission office, and I'll see you next week. And that was the end of that. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So is there a second? I mean,
Second.
okay. Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Okay. Next item on the agenda is a pre-hearing conference for P2B Springfield LLC, DBA The Place to Be, located at 1000 Hall of Fame Avenue, Gina Liori, Manager of Record. Incident of September 26, 2024, to be charged with the following violation of 204 CMR 2.052, 4 counts to wit. One is selling alcohol without a license to sell alcoholic beverages. Number 2, displaying alcohol without a license to sell alcoholic beverages. Number 3, manager of record not on scene. And number 4, operating without required certificate of inspection. Believe we did receive a letter late this afternoon from Attorney Sean Allen.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, Attorney Allen, you're requesting, you have the floor.
Just if you would indulge us, even if it's a brief, one more pre-hearing conference. I have been able to consult with Attorney Kelly, who is conflicted in the matter now. This seems to be a matter, just from a brief review, that she should probably try and work out at the pre-hearing stage. I just don't have enough information other than, one report. And I need to meet with her, talk to her. And I just haven't had that opportunity. Dan realized he had a conflict after he saw who the witnesses would be, and just couldn't maintain this. So if it's not too much of a burden on the board, would be in the interest probably to avoid a final hearing and have her try and resolve it. I just need some more time. I've spoke to her on the phone. I know she's here, but I haven't even physically met with her. So that's the reason for the request.
Okay.
This is the first pre-hearing conference, correct?
I believe so.
So,
I just got that. I apologize. I got the reports from Edna, read them, and I realized that one of your main undercover officers I represent and can't obviously cross-examine them or go adverse to them. So I just want to let you know that.
Right. Thank you. Peter, you had a question?
No, that was it. Attorney Allen said another pre-hearing conference, but this is the first pre-hearing conference in this violation.
Right. So my suggestion would be, because we're going to be very busy the next few meetings. I know that, we did talk about moving our, November 27th meeting to December 2nd, but I am suggesting, a special meeting for November 27th, I'm sorry, to discuss the place to be. And this is just a suggestion to the board. And the reason for that suggestion is because Attorney Allen also mentioned that he is not available November 9th through the 16th. Is that correct?
Yes, that was a meeting week. I'm out of the country, so I just wanted to alert you to that, whoever reviewed it. I can be there. Obviously, it's the night before Thanksgiving. I don't know if people have family in or plans, but certainly that's when you say it is, we'll be there.
Okay.
So that will be our
Commissioner?
second business meeting of November, and then we will have a renewal meeting on December 2nd. Is that correct?
Second.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. All right.
Is everyone, the commissioners agree with my request or my suggestion?
Well, just to let you know, I'll be in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on November 27th, but will have my laptop, and depending on the ship's Wi-Fi, I will be able to be there or not be there, but
Okay.
You could also do it on December 2nd, obviously.
I can do obviously either dates, so I'll just defer to the board. So
Okay.
Peter, would you still
So-
be in the Atlantic on December 2nd?
I will probably be in the Madeira Islands on the 2nd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a transatlantic crossing, so
Okay. So,
I will have my laptop.
I mean, it's
You will
not
have your
ideal. It's not ideal for me and the night before Thanksgiving because I have a lot of family in, but it is what it is. I'll log on and be here.
okay. So, commissioners, how is the November 27th or December 2nd? Either day works fine for me. Is there a best day for everyone else?
I mean, I would prefer, the December 2nd, that we can do both, right? On that date.
December 2nd? Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Maria?
Yeah, I'm fine. Either date is fine by me. If it's December 2nd, that's fine as well. I'm in agreement.
Okay. So I make a motion to continue the place to be pre-hearing conference to December 2nd. Is there a second?
Second,
Commissioner Cade,
Yes,
Commissioner Singleton,
yes,
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Okay, we'll see you December 2nd.
Right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Next item on the agenda is under old business, and that is Palade Inc., DBA Palade, located at 8 Tembe Road. Jose Hernandez, manager of record, letting La Taqueria del Pueblo Bar and Restaurant operate and purchase liquor with Palade's liquor license. I believe it says here the lease is fully executed and the transfer of the all alcoholic beverage liquor license. So in Mr. Hernandez's attorney did contact the office and is asking for continuance to November 13th, as he is not available today. So I make a motion to continue to November 13th.
second,
Okay. Commissioner Cade? Commissioner Cade? He's frozen.
looks frozen.
Commissioner Singleton?
Yes,
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio?
Yes.
Commissioner Cade?
still chilly.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. He is frozen. Oh, we lost him. Okay, next item on the agenda is section 77, final hearing. And this is for Graham's Package Store, Inc., DBA Graham's Package Store, located at 1649-1651 Main Street. Richard Lafley Jr., Manager of Record. Renovations are complete and the shelves are stocked. If not, expect a Section 77 cancellation in November. Status of the liquor license.
So
Who is here? I'm sorry.
I apologize, Ms. Espinoza. So this is Attorney Julie Lafley. I obviously oversee the package store. Richard Lafley, the manager, is here. But I've been, since our last meeting, and Mr. Lopez, my landlord, was at that meeting. He and I attempted to negotiate terms and to move forward with reopening Graham's in that location. Without wanting to get too far into the weeds about what happened. Fortunately, I have not heard back substantively from Mr. Lopez in the past 3 weeks. So we had worked on sketches, we had worked on renovations, we had a game plan, and then I did not have any substantive response from him, nor did I have an executed agreement from him. So in the interim, in order to preserve the license and to continue to move forward with my license, I have negotiated with Hash Gokri, who is here with counsel this evening. Attorney Rachel Fancy is representing him. We've executed a asset sale agreement, and I'm going to move forward to transfer, to at least have Mr. Gokri file an application for transfer of the license and transfer of the location. So I'm moving forward to sell the license, and I have a fully executed sale agreement, which I can provide to the commission. I just didn't have a chance to get it emailed to you based on the timing of exchanging of documents this afternoon. So that's where we are. So I'm asking that the commission allow me the opportunity to sell the license, given the commitment of my family to that license and to business operation in the city, and for the fact that I can substantively tell you that I made more than diligent efforts to work out lease terms and to move forward with what needed to happen in that space in order to relocate the license or to reopen the license in that space. It just was not something that apparently Mr. Lopez and I could bring forward. And I have a whole trail of communications, but again, Mr. Lopez is well regarded and respected in the city, and it was a business opportunity that just we could not bring together, unfortunately.
So when do you think your sale will be finalized?
So the terms of the asset sale agreement have a 15 days for us to file the application for transfer. So I fully expect that we will be working towards getting that application submitted in mid-November. I mean, give or take, with what are we, the 23rd. So we're looking at hopefully within 15 days of having that application submitted. If there's going to require any other time, I mean, obviously there's deliverables that I need to come up with. I need to deliver certain things. Mr. Gokri is well known to the commission. He moves quickly. So I think that together we'll be able to move this along expeditiously. And our terms of our agreement indicate that within 10 days of an approval of the ABCC and obviously presuming approval on the local level, that we would close. So I think realistically, taking into consideration application, a transfer, and then getting it through the ABCC during what is the most busiest time of year for the commission during the renewal timeframe. I'm expecting that it's probably going to be closer to year end or the beginning of January that it would be final, but I don't expect any delays in terms of moving it forward.
When are you going to submit your application to the License Commission office for the transfer? Can you get that?
I know I gave you a lot there. So we, per our agreement, anticipate within, you know me, I like to talk. 15 days is what we're targeting. That's what the expectation is. It's not time is of the essence, but we're hoping within 15 days to be able to submit the application for transfer and to relocate, because obviously there's issues with the spot. So it needs to be relocated to a location that's already, I think, built out and ready to go forward, that Mr. Gokri maintains already. So the location is already ready and up and ready to go. It just needs a license.
So can you submit that to be heard by November 13th?
I can speak to that, as I would be the one preparing the application if I may be recognized. Sorry for speaking out of term.
No problem. Go ahead.
Our plan is to, as Attorney Dilesi alluded to, file this expeditiously, but we aren't trying to cut any corners. We're aware that there are certain things that need to be ticked off.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to need to go to a planning board hearing. we're going to need to have neighborhood council approval because it's going to be a amendment to the premises as well as a transfer of license to a new owner. So we will be filing it as soon as possible, like Attorney Dilesi said, within the 15 days. But we do need a few forms, just a couple of certificates of good standing, certificates of compliance. Once we have those, we are going to have the applications prepared and ready to go and submit when that happens. But I don't anticipate it being longer than, you know, the 15, 30 days if it takes longer to get some of those other deliverables on our table. But obviously we can schedule meetings with neighborhood council and planning board once those applications are submitted. Neighborhood council is a little bit looser because they'll want to have the application, but they can maybe get us on the books a little sooner.
So is
So
that,
I don't know if November 13th feels aggressive. I think that, I mean, if that's the next date that your next meeting date is, I mean, I hear you're talking about a December 2nd date.
Yeah.
You know, just in terms of timeline, if that makes it more, the one thing I don't want to do, Peter, truthfully, is just come back to you and say, hey, we're not ready. We need another date, right? So I just think in respect to time frame, if we could go to the December date, that would, I think, give us a level of comfort with the expectation that we're going to get it in as soon as possible.
well, the process begins with the submission of the application to the license commission, and then
Mhm.
and then we notify planning board, and then they schedule planning board. So if your package is complete, you can submit that to the commission office at least, right? And get the ball rolling with planning board. And neighborhood councils at the holiday time tend to have a looser schedule because they have parties, and that may prove a challenge, and depending on what neighborhood you're going to. So just giving you a heads up there, that the process really begins with the submission of the package to the commission. So if you have all your forms prepared, I would start with that. So you are going to renew your license as it exists now.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
I
I
would
just came
get
from
that.
court this afternoon. Note that, note that. So yes, I mean, that's the expectation. We talked about that earlier, in our negotiations. I will be renewing it to make, through a normal new renewal process if we're not able to, get it done by then. So without a doubt.
Okay.
Okay. So, are we looking at the 13th? Are we gonna go ahead with the November 13th date, or we're just gonna do December 2nd?
My preference would just say December 2nd, just
Yeah.
again, because I'm going to be running it from both ends on my side. Attorney Fancy is going to be running it on her end. And I just don't want to come back and sort of say, hey, ooh, here we are again. Sooner than better, but I feel more comfortable with the December 2nd date.
Okay. Then we will see you December 2nd.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you. Do you want a copy of the asset purchase agreement? I would be happy to submit it. It's not in confidence.
Attorney Dilesi, we submit that with the application as well.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying for the purposes of this evening. I know the process. I just didn't know whether or not the commission would prefer to have it.
No, not really.
No,
I don't
Thank
think.
you.
no.
Okay. Thank you and have a good night.
So are we making a motion to continue this till December?
Yes.
All right.
Is that a motion, Peter?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to continue this status till December 2nd.
Thank you.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay. Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
yes.
Commissioner Singletore,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. We'll see you then on December 2nd.
Thank you, everyone. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Next item on the agenda is Assad and Paul LLC, DBA The Hookah Factory located at 296 Cooley Street. Assad, status of the liquor license and incident of 12/23/2022. Business was suspended for 32 days to be served on Thursday through Sunday from February 23rd, 2023 to April 16, 2023. Petition for a change of location was submitted January 22nd, 2024. However, petition is still pending. There We're looking for a different location in section 77, cancellation of license, perhaps. Who is here first? Attorney Kelly?
Gloria, we did serve that they did serve that suspension. I know it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure why it's there. I want you to know that they weren't open, or there shouldn't be any violations regarding that.
Right.
They did submit an application. We do have another one ready to go as well, an update to that, with a new lease, for that space. We understand this was beyond our last second chance, so should you take the license, I can tell you we'll be filing for a new one probably by the end of this week, at that location on Boston Road, so I'll leave it in your hands as to how you want to handle that. But that's what we're doing. We're going to that location on Boston Road, kind of a revamped lease. A different lease than what we had sent to you some months ago. That's where we are.
What was that location again?
The Boston Road location. We had looked at other locations, a Worthington Street location. We had looked at a North Main Street location. But just not getting into the context, the background of the business locations, but this worked better for a number of reasons, business wise, money wise. So they're going to stick with the Boston Road application.
Okay.
And
Any
that
questions?
application is gonna be submitted this Friday, 2 days from now?
Yes, it would be an update to the one that you have now. It'll be a new lease, different manager. Things have changed since the last time they submitted that.
Have you made it through planning board yet?
No.
No.
So I guess that would be the first. We first the planning board, and I'll call I believe it's Lysac is still
Mhm.
runs Pine Point. I'll call him as well.
Okay.
But like I said, I leave it to your discretion. I mean,
So the problem there, as I recall, was that the owner of the premises was disputing who negotiated the lease on his behalf. Was that it? There was a problem.
that was a different one on Boston Road. That was another
That was a
spot.
different one. Oh, all right.
That was more different address, but
Okay.
they're both hookah places, so you're not that far off.
Okay. All right. Getting my hookahs mixed up. All right. So we either cancel this and you start over with a new license, or we continue this again and you go to planning board.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, but what are the
Was it-
chances of it being heard this year, pretty much, because we are so busy, the next couple of months?
Defer to you guys on that one.
Mhm.
I know you guys, November is your crazy time. So I wouldn't expect you to calendar this for an actual hearing on the transfer, or maybe I shouldn't say that, but I know you typically don't do that in November. That's your crazy time. But I'll defer to you on that one.
Well, and you have your advertising requirement for planning board, so it would not probably go to planning board until the very earliest, I would say, November 20th or December 4th.
Probably, depending on their.
And then we would hear it on the 11th, or certainly not the 25th. I don't know. I don't know when our second meeting in December will be, but the first meeting is the 11th.
Can I ask a question, Dan?
Yes.
Attorney Kelly. So the location that you filed the first application at, and the license was granted, but that was the old location, am I correct? And then it went to court, and that was the old Boston Road location?
That was a different hookah place. This place, their lease was not renewed on Cooley Street.
Okay.
They're going to Boston Road. They're
They're going to Boston Road.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were licensed on Cooley Street. Their lease expired. The landlord did not extend it, so they gotta, go someplace. But the other hookah place on Boston Road had the dispute as to who did what when.
Right. So it's not the same one.
No, it's
Not
not
the
that
same
far.
one. Okay.
It's not that far from it.
All right.
That one is across the street from Wendy's. This one's more down towards Holsh.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? No,
No,
then, I'll make a motion to continue, the hookah factory for, December 11th. There a second?
second,
Commissioner Cade,
Yes,
Commissioner Singleton,
yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. We'll see
Don't
you
forget to
on the 11th.
renew. Don't forget to renew,
Yes.
Mhm.
right? Okay, so go ahead, Rosa.
Okay, we'll see you on December 11th.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good night. Next item on the agenda, the administrative review of incident reports. And did everyone receive a copy of that report?
Yes,
You did, okay. I mean, this was, a report regards to an arrest of a male at the AO House, October 6, 2024. For carrying a loaded firearm without a license. I did read the report and, you know, the bartender would flag the person and did call the police, so. I don't know if anybody else has anything else to add to it, but, I would like to make a motion to take no action.
second,
Okay. Commissioner Cade,
yes,
Commissioner Singleton,
yes,
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Okay, I think that is all for this evening.
yeah.